Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day today. Merciless Vaughn here, back with another Bleach and Brave Souls video. In this one, we're deciding if you should summon or skip the special anniversary 1000-year Blood War Loyalty Zenith Summons banner that is going to be releasing in less than 24 hours here. And so yeah, this is basically a part 2 banner for the anniversary. We're going to go over the characters and the banner units to see if it's worth summoning on. Hopefully you guys enjoy. If you do, leave a like. If you're new to this channel, you've been here for a while, subscribe. And help me get to 400 subscribers. I'm very close. And now with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, we're going to talk about the characters again, but this time a little bit more in depth. As you can see, the Toshiro's important characteristics here is that he is a ranged strong attack unit with freeze on all of his attacks. He has the new EX move that was introduced this anniversary. He has the Stern Ritter and No Affiliation Killer. Any unit with 2 killers is great. No Affiliation is a pretty good killer. Stern Ritter basically is just Quincy bosses for IT, Psychomon, or Guild Quest, so he'll be very strong there. 2 soul traits is great as well. Strong attack damage 20%, strong attack recharge time minus 12%. He does 100% damage to frozen enemies, which is good. He has the spiritual pressure boost at 80%, and the bombardment is also very good as well. And so he is a heart attribute getting some buffs here. Love to see it. Stern Ritter, no affiliations, decent killers, 2 soul traits that are very good for any unit. His innate skills are Havoc 20% and Sharpshooter, which are great. And his Berserker and Devastation are both at 50%, which is great. And now this unit having Devastation, 50% on Bombardment is just really good. His Soul Bomb will do lots of damage. You can think of Bombardment as kind of basically 100% Devastation, technically. So this unit having a 50% devastation bombardment, his soul bomb will hit hard. Having weakened defense and the damage to frozen enemies 100% with the status element spiritual pressure boost. So in terms of soul bomb damage, this character will be up there with the top competing ones like the 8th anniversary White and the 7th anniversary 1000-year Blood War Power Yamamoto. So yeah, his soul bomb damage will be hitting very hard, and he'll just be hitting hard in general himself. He does have long stride and with the Sprinter +1, so this character will get some distance across the map. He's immune to all status elements, which is great. Don't have to worry about any restrictive movement in IT. He does have the increased status chance against his killers, Quincy's, and no affiliations, which is great. And when you inflict a status element, he increases his Soul Reaper damage to those enemies by 40%. And Frenzy +2 is great. Frenzy +2 is pretty much the norm now. And here are his arena traits and other abilities if you're someone that does care about arena. So here we have the Sajin here, pretty much the new meta-breaking Brave Battle unit. Every anniversary for the past few anniversaries, we've gotten a new meta-breaking Brave Battle unit. So, yeah. Here's Sajin, melee, normal attack damage. SA2 has a vortex on it. He has Stern Ritter and the Captain Killer. Stern Ritter is basically, just for any Stern Ritters in there, like the Meninas that's in there. But the Yamamoto that's in there has the no affiliation, so this really won't count towards him. And the Captain Killer for the, 1000-year Blood War Mind Yamamoto, or Genryusai, whichever one you want to call him. Damage taken minus 21%, really high. Flurry +3, that's great. He has a new skill that blocks Heart and Mind attribute boost and debuffs. So now, Heart attribute boost, the Heart 1000-year Blood War Yamamoto, he pretty much hard counters that unit, him being mined as well. No, wait, that's Toshiro. Where's Sajin? Here it is. Sajin here, yeah, him being mined and just him having this is very, very good. I'm not sure if the 1000-year Blood War Mine Yamamoto it has any debuffs on his skill. I'm not too sure of that, but that is here for any unit that does have any boosts or debuffs. That half summon only he does increases his normal attack damage of 60%. And so yeah, Mind attributes, Stern Ritter, Captain Killers. He's immune to the Paralysis duration. Again, another hard counter towards the 1000-year Blood War. Excuse me, not Yamamoto. The 1000-year Blood War Yuhabaha. Marauder, long reach 20%, poise is great, pierce barrier is great, prevent last ditch survival, really that's pretty much a meta skill you will have on most good Brave Battle units. Let's see. He has the persistence skill. This is a pretty much newer Brave Battle skill. Pretty much when his stamina reaches 0, he'll stay alive for a couple more seconds just to pretty much do what he can. Decreased damage taken minus 50% is great. He ignores Brave Battle invincibility. I mean, this is pretty much another must-have Brave Battle skill. A Brave Battle temporary invincibility. Not too much that important since most units have this skill, but still nice to have, and Flurry plus 3 is always good. Yeah, this is a must-have if you're someone that does care about Brave Battles pretty often. Even if you don't care about Brave Battles and you're someone that just tries to get high enough for the extreme co-op, you're still going to need this unit. So this unit is, I want to say, a must-have, but at the same time, if you don't care for Brave Battles, he's not really all that important to you, but he'll be great to have. And here are his arena traits and other arena abilities. And now, last but not least, we do have the Soifon here, which I think, in my opinion, is probably the strongest in the banner. You can argue that. Melee strong attack unit. All of her attacks except for strong attack 2 have paralysis and weaken. Her strong attack 2 is a boost. She has an EX move as well, which is a mobile attack shockwave. She does have the new Human Killer Plus. Basically, Plus Killer effect is new this anniversary. It's just basically a stronger version of the killers that we already have. At 60 enemies defeated, she increases the party strong attack. Well, she reduces the strong attack's party cooldown by 20%. I'm pretty sure this is only going to be like maybe a one-time thing. The enemies defeated gimmick or bar thing doesn't really reset once you max it out. So yeah, this is just more likely going to be a one-time thing, which is still pretty good. That's support for your teammates. Innate skill, full stamina only, reduce strong attack cooldown 6%, so her cooldowns will be coming back a lot faster if you stay at full stam. Increase status symbol chance against humans, and the status symbol spiritual pressure boost. Pretty much very nice to have. Power unit, Human Killer Plus. Her EX move travels far and fast while dealing damage to surrounding enemies and creates a shockwave in the character's wake. Cooldown 60 seconds. Soul trait, strong attack recharge time minus 14%. Sprinter plus 2, long stride, so this character will be moving pretty far and getting a lot of distance across, just any content you take her in. Now for her 20 enemies defeated, she recovers 20 stamina, which is great. If you just get hit, defeat 20 enemies, and you'll pretty much be able to get 20% health, but just don't take too much damage. You won't be able to get back to full stam if you do. 40 enemies defeated, damage inflicted plus 30%, which is great. Just more bonus for being at full stam, and increased cooldowns and just more damage at full stam, so that's great. Berserker and Devastation are both at 60%, which is high. Havoc 20%, Frenzy plus 2. Defibrillator 5 seconds. She's immune to the paralysis status element, which is great. You don't have to worry about that status element. Enhancer and Booster, which will just pretty much make her SA2 even stronger. That's always great to have. Spiritual pressure boost 80%, and she has a base full stam of 20% full stamina damage boost. And so now the damage boost that's built into her kit, and like one that's kind of built into the innate skills and I guess the enemies defeated gimmick, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's calculated differently. For example, if she had like a full stam damage boost and her obtainable skills and the innate skills, it would be calculated differently. It wouldn't be added on. But with the character links that have full stamina damage boost, it will be added on to the one built into her obtainable skills, not really the innate skills. So she's going to have this, and she's going to have this. So I'm pretty sure it's calculated differently, but you'll have 2 different instances of full stamina damage boost, which is great. And here are her arena traits and other arena abilities. And so this is just basically talking about the new blocks, buffs, and debuff skills that the Sergeant have. And here is the character pool. We have the new units, obviously, and we have last year's Part 2 units from the anniversary. We have the 2022 version of the 1000-Year Blood War Uryu, who is still a great and top tier farming unit. We have the Yuha Baha, who is pretty much dead. Basically, you can just pretty much go ahead and say he's dead, not good. Well, not to say he's not good, it's just that he's getting hard countered by this Sajin, and he was already being hard countered by the other Mind, Yamamoto, and Brave Battle. But yeah. You have Akin here. He just got his resurrection a little while ago, so he's decent, and we have some older 1000-Year Blood War units here. And as for the banner itself, you are guaranteed, well, hold on, let me slow down. 51 step banner, you do get to choose a new character tickets at steps 25, 50, steps 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, and 45, you're guaranteed one 5-star character. Not a featured one 5-star character. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the banner. We're gonna go ahead and talk about the other 5-star characters in here that are featured. Just go into those characters a little bit in detail. We're gonna go very fast since there's quite a few of them. Alright, so here we have the 1,000-Year Blood War. Well, I guess I'll just call him Genryu's Sai, since that's pretty much his name for this version of Yamamoto. So yeah, he's the Mind, no affiliation killer. Pretty much he already countered the Yuha when he first came out, so Yuha is going to get countered hard again. No affiliation, Captain 2 killers is great. Damage taken minus 20%, which is good. He does have a debuff, so yeah. Okay, I kind of figured if he had a debuff or not, since that Sergeant does have the what was it, Heart and Mind attribute nullifies the buffs and debuffs. So yeah, that Sergeant is going to be countering the Genryu's Sai and the Yuha here. Melee unit, burning last rate on all of his attacks. He's immune to the Prowess status element. Marauder, let's see. For the first 10 seconds in Brave Battle, you have Flurry +1. So if this unit does have Flurry +3, this unit will have Flurry +3 for the first 10 seconds in Brave Battle, which is pretty nice. Brave Battles only increase normal attack damage when an enemy or ally is KO'd 20%. So basically, just this unit doesn't have to KO anybody. Just an enemy or someone or your team get KO'd, he'll have 20% more normal attack damage, which is good. He prevents /dip survival, ignore Brave Battle invincibility. Brave Battle invincibility for 10 seconds. Guarantees status infliction against Heart attribute no affiliation enemies. So this is why this Genryu's Sai that came out when he first did was very, very good. He pretty much hard countered the Yuha that came out that just pretty much dominated the game for the time that he was out. And so yeah, this isn't a chance. This is a guarantee to inflict the status element. So if you put the Yuha up against this Genryu's Sai, he pretty much got destroyed with the debuff, the lacerate, so he wouldn't be able to use his attacks, and he was immune to a status element. So yeah, and he was pretty much done for. Poison Pierce Barrier. So yeah, you got 2 hard counter here's for that Yuha, but just having both this unit and the Sajin will just pretty much kick him out the Brave Battle meta now, so he's just done for. And so we have the 1,000-Year Blood War Yachiru here. She was the other unit in last year's Part 2 banner. She has 2 killers, Soul Reaper and Captain. Captain you'll pretty much see in Guild Quest, Psychomon, and maybe some of the bosses, and Soul Reaper bosses, and IT will have the Captain affiliation. She has 2 soul traits, Strong Attack Recharge Time minus 12%, Strong Attack Damage plus 20%. Let's see here. Melee unit, weakening on all of her attacks. She does have a chance to insta-kill on her Soul Bomb, and she does have a debuff on her essay. Well, excuse me, that's not a debuff, that's the status element trap mechanic. Yeah, that's similar to the status element trap mechanic. Sprinter +2, she recovers stamina by 20%, and at full stamina, she does reduce her strong attack cooldowns by 20%, which is really good. Her Berserker for a SP unit is low at 20%, but hey, having that is better than not having none at all. Devastation 40%. Full stamina damage boost, base 20%, which is great. Immune to all status elements. Rampage, just basically every time you defeat an enemy, you'll get 2% damage, maxing out at 100%. Havoc 20%, Frenzy +2, Defibulator +5 seconds, Long Strike, Poise, Marauder, and these Spiritual Pressure boost 80%. So yeah, overall a pretty good unit. Oh, I should probably do a 1 year later showcase for this unit, shouldn't I? Yeah, I'll definitely do that. So yeah, you'll get to see what this unit can do pretty much 1 year later as soon as I get that video recorded and out there. Another feature unit is the Chojiro here. He is a technique unit with the Quincy Killer. Tone rate, speed, drop plus 30%, and you can just basically think of him as another farming unit really. Paralysis on all of his attacks, he's a melee unit. Guard, break, plus hit enemies is good. Havoc 20% is good. Devastation 60%, that's pretty high. Increased speed, link slot potions, and increased speed droplets +10. And then yeah, this is just basically, like I said, you can just think of him as a farming unit. Increased status summon chance against speed attribute enemies. Increases your special move damage by 30%, which is good, and increases your damage to status summon affected enemies for Soul Reapers by 40%, and damage to paralyzed enemies 40%. So yeah, this is just basically a farming unit that you would take into epic raids. So yeah, if you have this unit, yeah, just throw him in epic raids and he'll be a good farming unit. So here we have the 1000-Year Blood War 2022 version of Uryu Technique Unit, Soul Reaper, Captain Killers. Soul Reaper, good for IT. Captain Killer, good for maybe the Captain bosses in IT. For Soul Reaper, will have this affiliation in Epic Raids, which you'll pretty much really only use him in. Soul Trade Strong Attack Recharge minus 12%. He is a ranged unit with no status elements on his abilities, and unfortunately, since he doesn't have any status elements, he also doesn't have the increased damage that enemies not affected by an element 100%, which is pretty unfortunate. This unit would be doing a lot more damage if he did, but he doesn't have it. But he does have the Guard Break plus the Pierce Iron Skin skill, so he's still very, very great in IT. He increases Technique's character strong attack damage by 20%. He also does have Bombardment. His Frenzy is only at +1 though, which is unfortunate. Frenzy +2 is pretty much now the norm nowadays, and we're getting a lot more units with Frenzy +3 just off for it. Here he has the increased resources skills here, Super Link Slot Potions, regular slot potions, and the droplets here. The potions are +5, the droplets are at 30%. He does have a base full stam of 20%, which is great. His Berserker is high at 60%, so that's good as well. Havoc, and he recovers stamina in between stages 20%. So yeah, overall, still a great farm unit. I mean, you can never go wrong with a super link slot potion unit, and you know he is both supporting your team here with this skill, and also supporting your team by healing them in between stages. So overall, still a great unit to have. This unit is in the bannered feature, so I'll just go ahead and go over him anyways. The Yuhabaha, he's a mind Captain Killer with a soul trait of damage taken minus 16%. If you pull this unit, you should be very upset. He's not good anymore. Sorry to say, I'm probably being a little bit too harsh, but not really. He's just not good at all anymore. I mean, he was hard countered by the Ginyu Sai a year later. Now he's getting countered again by the Sajin, so... Anyways, he does have the boost on his SA2, but that's useless because of the Sajin. He does have Paralysis and Drain. Paralysis is useless because the Ginyu Sai is immune to the Paralysis status element. And yeah, Flurry +2, Enhancer, Guard Break Booster. His SA2 is good. I mean, you can use this unit for like Guild Quest if you don't have any other melee captain units for like Guild Quest. I mean, I use them in Guild Quest just for his SA2, but pretty much, yeah, he's not really going to be all that good anymore. I mean, he does increase his normal attack damage every time an enemy and allied is KO'd, but yeah. Increased damage taken, 16% is low now. We're getting units with 20 and now 21%, so yeah, unfortunately, this unit is just not good anymore. Alright, so to go over the last few units here very quickly, they have Resurrection, so we'll look at the Resurrection version. Akin, Technique, Squad 0, Killer, Soul Trait, damage taken minus 16%, or attack damage plus 16%. Poison on all of his attacks except his SA2. It has a debuff. He is a melee unit. He is immune to the poison status element, and he does 30% increased damage to enemies inflicted by the poison status element. I mean, nobody in Brave Battles right now is immune to this status element, so this will be pretty helpful. And he is immune to the Paralysis status element as well. Flurry +1, Defibrillator +2 seconds. Poise, Star Barrier +10, and increased technique attribute damage to enemies affected by an element for Quincy's 20%. And also Poise. But yeah, just a pretty old Brave Battle unit that recently got his Resurrection, but now I don't really think it's enough just because of the Sajin that's coming out. Here we have the Oetsu Technique Soul Reaper Killer. 2 Soul Trade Strong Attack Recharge Time and damage taken are both at minus 12%. No status elements, boost on his SA2, immune to the weakened status element. His Bruiser is high at 80%, which is pretty good. Immune to the Paralysis status element, Flurry +1, Enhanced their Poise, and also Guard Break. Yeah, just a older unit that, you know, just got a Resurrection here. I mean, you can get him, if you do get this unit, I mean, if you never pulled him before, that's 200 Spirit Orbs basically back from your summons. Here we have Ichibei. This is just a unit that you'll just basically, if you pull him, you'll get 200 orbs back. Damage taken minus 16%, normal attack damage plus 16%, speed unit, Espada killer, melee, weakening on all of his attacks, except his SA3 for some reason. I don't know why. His Berserker is at 50% and his NAD, normal attack damage, or Bruiser's at 46%, kind of an odd number. Prevent /hit survival, ignore Bury Battle Invincibility, Flurry +1, Poise, and Start Barrier. And he also Pierce Barrier. Most units nowadays, this Start Barrier +10 will be pretty much useless, but yeah, this is just orbs back if you pull this unit. So here, just another 200 orb unit for you if you never pulled her before. One of the very first 1000-year Blood Wars Yachiru here. Damage taken minus 16%, normal attack damage plus 16%. Mine unit, Captain Killer. No status element. She has a heal on her SA2 and her Soul Bomb and a chance to insta-kill on her Soul Bomb. Her Berserker is at 40%. Normal attack damage, half stamina only, and 30%. Ignore Brave Battle Invincibility, Long Reach, Flurry +1, Sprinter +1, Poise, and the Medic skill. Yeah, just those last few units in the banner are just pretty much you getting orbs. I really doubt you'll use these units. I mean, unless they're your favorite character from the series, by all means, go ahead and use them to your heart's content. Alright, so we went over the 3 new units in more detail, and we also covered the other featured 5-star characters in the banner. Honestly, I think you should summon on this banner. I mean, all the new units are very, very good. The Soifon, Toshiro, and the Sajin. The Sajin is just like meta breaking in his own right. He's pretty much kind of power creeping the Brave battles here. The other 3 units are pretty much great as well. Yeah, this Uryu is still great. He's a great farming unit. And pretty much everyone after that is practically dead. So it's either these first 4 and the 3 new units, or you're just pretty much getting orbs if you haven't gotten these characters, or just pretty much getting units that you really won't use. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for this one. I think you should summon on the banner. Unfortunately, not like the Part 1 banner. The Part 1 banner units you can get from the BBS tickets. You will not be able to get these units from the BBS tickets. You gotta get them now, or when post-selection comes out, or their rerun banners. And so, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. As usual, until next time.